Hey, how's it going, guys? Blue Tempest here, and welcome back to another video. So we are in the final month of the year, and you know what that means. It is time to do some end of year list videos. So yes, throughout this entire month of December, I'm going to be doing some different videos talking about some of my favorite manga releases of the year, as well as an update to my favorite manga of all time. But for today's video, we are going to be listing off 10 manga that I am planning to read in 2023. So these are all manga series that I have in my collection, that I have collected, and I actually have the entire sets for, but I just have not read them at all whatsoever. So honestly, I don't know much about these 10 series, but I still wanted to highlight them in this video. And while there are a ton of other series that I could have chosen for this list, I just wanted to choose these 10 because I feel like these are ones that I am going to try to focus on with reading in 2023. I also did want to mention that this list is in no particular order. So with that, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you do, then make sure to leave a like on it and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. All of my social media links are going to be down in the description, so make sure to follow me on there. And with all of that out of the way, let's get into the 10 manga series that I want to start reading in 2023. So we're going to start off with a pretty big one, and that is Vinland Saga. Yes, this is a very, very popular seinen series. It is a historical action series that deals with Vikings, and this is one of the most highly praised series in the community, and it's easily one of the most critically acclaimed series that I have yet to read. Now, this one is one that I think I will very much enjoy. I have all of the volumes that have been released so far, and I think there also is a brand new volume of Vinland that is scheduled to release here in just a few weeks. So yes, I'm planning to read all of Vinland Saga. I think I might read Planet Test, which is also by Makoto Yukimura, before I read Vinland Saga, but I definitely want to get into this series as, yeah, it is one of those that I have just been dying to read, but I just haven't found the time for. But I will assure you guys, I will find the time to read Vinland Saga next year. So moving on, we're going to talk about a classic shonen series by Osamu Tezuka, known as Astro Boy. A lot of you guys may have heard of this series. Pluto by Naoki Urasawa is directly inspired by Astro Boy, and yeah, I have the entire set of Astro Boy in my collection. This is one that I remember bits and pieces of from my childhood, from watching, you know, the anime and certain movies and games and stuff based off of Astro Boy, and it's one of those series that I've always wanted to check out and just revisit and rekindle my love for. And I'm really glad that I was able to, you know, find an entire set of this series. And yeah, this is going to be a pretty lengthy one. It is 23 volumes, and the panels are very, very compact. Don't know if there's going to be a lot of dialogue, but it seems, you know, it seems like there might be. So yeah, this is going to be one that I am going to try to dedicate a lot of time to in 2023, and hopefully I will finish reading this. I know that Prof Otaku and I had talked about potentially doing a buddy read for this, so if you're watching this, Prof, let's do it in 2023. The next series I want to talk about is Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. This is one that I recently picked up. If you guys have not seen my unboxing video for this series, definitely check it out, as you will see my, you know, first reaction and just an overview in general of these volumes with the reprint. But yes, this is a series that was out of print for a long time, and I've always wanted to read it, especially after reading Spirit Circle, which was a really, really enjoyable series for me. And so yeah, I've been dying to get into another one of Satoshi Mizukami's works with this series, as this is one that I have heard nothing but amazing things about, and a lot of people consider this series of his to be his magnum opus. So yes, Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer, while I don't know too much about this series, I'm guessing it's an action seinen with, you know, comedy, romance, maybe some like fantasy sci-fi elements. I really don't know what to expect, but I am really looking forward to going into the series blind, as if it's anything like Spirit Circle, I went into that series blind and it pleasantly surprised me. So yes, cannot wait to get into this one. Next up, we have a fantasy series that I have been dying to get into, especially ever since the box set got reprinted and I was able to pick it up. I did actually do an unboxing video for this series as well, and I still have yet to read it. And that series is Claymore. So I am a huge sucker for fantasy series, and so I have just been really dying to get into Claymore. This is a dark fantasy series. A lot of people compare it to Berserk, but I don't think this is going to be nearly as dark as Berserk. But you know, we'll see. This is labeled as a shonen, and it is released under the Shonen Jump line. So how dark can it get? I don't know. But I am still really excited to get into the series because I know that there's going to be a ton of lore and just different crazy fantasy monsters that they're going to be fighting. And that is just something that's totally up my alley. So yes, I cannot wait to binge Claymore in 2023. So next up, we have a bit of a change of pace from the series that I have been talking about so far, and that's going to be Brand Blue Dreaming. Now, this is a seinen series that revolves around a college group of friends who are part of a deep sea diving club, if I'm not mistaken, and they get into a ton of shenanigans. So this is mostly a comedy story that also has, you know, some bits of romance in there and drama, which, yeah, I'm really excited to get into. This is another one of those that is very highly praised, especially within the community. I'm pretty sure it is in like the top 10 on my anime list for manga. So yes, this is one that I'm really looking forward to getting into. All right, so next up we have Dead Demons Dededede Destruction. That title is a mouthful, but this is a series that actually the final volume is going to be coming out next year. So once I pick up that final volume, I plan to binge this entire series. This is by Inio Asano, who is the mangaka for one of my favorite works of all time, Goodnight Pun. So because I love that series, and just from the amazing praise that I've heard about Dead Demons, I cannot wait to get into this series. This is probably one of the ones that I'm the most excited to read because I've heard some people even go as far to say that this is Inio Asano's best series. Yeah, I can't wait to get into it because I love me some Asano manga. So yeah, and this one is going to be a little bit of a different change of pace for Asano from what I can tell, because this one is more of a sci-fi story with some slice of life elements, maybe even some comedy thrown in there. And while I'm sure there is going to be a lot of, you know, tear-jerking moments in this, just like Goodnight Pun, I don't think that this series is going to put me in such a dark, moody place as Pun did. At least that's what I think going into this, but you know, don't spoil it for me in the comments if you guys know what happens. But yeah, this is one of those that I'm really excited to get into. And who knows, maybe I'll do a review of the series once I read it. So let me know if you guys would like to see that down in the comments. All right, so next up we have A Bride's Story. So this is yet another historical action manga, just like Vinland Saga, although this one is by a mangaka that I really want to get into, Kaoru Mori. I have seen some of her art and it is just absolutely beautiful. This is a series that, you know, I collected because I felt like I was going to really enjoy it. And so yeah, this is one that I'm going to try my best to read in 2023. And while yeah, I know that there are some drama elements in this, there may also be some romance elements into this story and some adventure as well. So yeah, I'm very excited to dive into A Bride's Story. And in general, I just want to get into more historical series, as I have a lot of them in my collection, but I don't think I've read any of them, which actually brings me to another historical manga with Vagabond. Just like Vinland Saga, this is one of the most critically acclaimed manga series of all time. I have yet to read a Takahiko Inoue series. As with his series, I do want to try to binge all of his works when I have all the volumes for. So right now I'm in the process of trying to collect Slam Dunk and Reel, but I have recently completed my set for Vagabond in the BizBigs. So yes, I cannot wait to get into this series. I think this is going to be a completely different vibe from A Bride's Story and Vinland Saga. This is a samurai manga, and I love that every single historical manga that I talk about in this video is going to be, you know, based in a completely different time of history. So I think that's going to be really interesting. And like I said, Vagabond is a adaptation of a very classic samurai tale. So yes, I'm very excited to get into it. Also, you know, obviously the artwork is going to be absolutely incredible, which I cannot wait to experience firsthand in a physical format. And on the topic of historical manga, I actually have one more to talk about in this video. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to be reading a lot of historical manga in 2023, but the next series I want to talk about is the Rose of Versailles. Now this one is going to be very unique from the others because this one's actually a classic shoujo series. I also have a blind spot in what I've read for shoujo manga. I have not really read much, if any, shoujo, so I cannot wait to dive into the Rose of Versailles, as this one is one of the greats for shoujo. It is a classic shoujo series from what I've heard, and it is one of those that has inspired some of the series that we know and love, such as Berserk, so I cannot wait to get into the Rose of Versailles. Again, the artwork in this is absolutely stunning and beautiful, and I cannot wait to experience this story with these beautiful hardcovers from Udon. This is just one of those that I don't know much about. I believe this one might be set in France, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be completely wrong about that. But either way, I'm looking forward to just getting into this and going in blind, and it is going to be just a completely unique experience for me compared to, you know, any of the other manga on this list. So yes, can't wait to get into the Rose of Versailles. And the last manga that I want to mention in this video is going to be D.Gray-man. So yes, this is like the battle shonen of this list. This is a series that I started collecting very early on when I did start collecting manga, and I've had an up-to-date set for quite a while, but I still have not read this series. But from what I can tell from the aesthetic and just some of the things that I've heard about D.Gray-man, this is one that I think I'm going to really enjoy. I love me a good battle shonen with, you know, some fantasy and adventure elements, and this is going to definitely scratch that itch for me. So once 2023 comes around, this will definitely be the next big battle shonen that I plan on reading, and I'm really excited about that. So with that, guys, that does it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of these 10 series. Let me know if you guys have read any of these, and let me know what you guys' thoughts on them are. I'm really excited to get into them. And like I said, I have a ton of other series that I also would love to read in 2023. So if you guys have any suggestions, then also feel free to leave them down below in the comments. But with that, guys, that does it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.